All right, let's begin here. I have a lot to get to, so I'm going to be ripping through this. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to check in with you guys on a couple key things. Then I'm going to go over the structure, what we're building, and really the future for you guys. And then I'm going to leave some time at the end for if anybody has any challenges or they want a hot seat and they want to use this time for anything that they have specific on the ground. So if anybody's sitting on something, you have a hot seat that you want the group's feedback on, write that down, and I'm going to save some time at the end for that. So let's first start, where I start everything is mindset. So check in real quick with yourself. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10 on your mindset? If you can put that in the chat box, where are you at? Scale of 1 to 10 on your mindset. I want to take a temperature on everybody's. Okay, for anybody, I'd love for everybody to go. It looks like I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 out of 16. So if you haven't gone, put that into the chat box if you're driving. I know you can't, but oh no, Allison did. She was driving. Good job, Allison. There's Aubrey. We're doing a quick mindset check-in. Aubrey, where are you at in a scale of 1 to 10? It's not just you, everybody's doing that, but and for Kim Venable too, I see you're coming on right now. Just give me just want to do an overview. How are you 1 to 10? For anybody that is 7 or lower, Poppy McGee gave himself a 7.5. For anybody that's 7 or lower, does anybody want to take a second and unmute themselves and have a discussion, see if I can knock anything loose for you, or if the group can knock anything loose for you? You'll always get from me, always, everything we ever do, everywhere, anytime is always mindset number one. So without that, there's no how, there's no tactics that can overcome a mindset that's not at a 9 or above. So we're all human, and we're all going to have times that we're low, right? So I'm always here to help with that too. So anybody that got a 7 or below, do you want to unmute yourself and just say, hey, listen, I'm having these thoughts. I'm struggling with this, or, this is going on. Does anybody want to have any mindset discussions? If you do, in the chat box, just say, Deryck, call on me. Mindset is something that is private to a lot of people, so I don't want to bum rush anybody. Aubrey, you want to go? Okay, cool. Aubrey, you're up.
Hey guys. Okay, so I think this is probably, I always say this, it's probably something other people are going through, but I feel like somewhere I saw this on Jill, or maybe Deryck posted this, but she was saying how she's, I'm having agents that are, so it's weird because some of my agents that are long-term agents, 10 plus years, they're slow.
Yep.
And there's a lot of new agents that have jumped in the business, and they're busier than some of my, so that they feel like they're taking their market share. And honestly, some of my long-term agents, they're slow enough that I feel like I need to help give them value, because I'm having to go do more appointments with new people just because I don't want to be like, okay, I'm just sitting here waiting for things to happen. I feel like I'm trying to shake some trees myself. But
what do I do?
Yeah, like how can I help them? But I'm trying to just take my own action, because I don't think I can be on social media and just go, oh, la-di-da, and that's great, but I feel like I'm still have to take some action myself. So I don't get in a weird mode, which is fine, because I don't feel like I'm in a weird mode really, but
no, this is a good
question. Their anxiety is kind of taking my energy, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. Who's got this one? Does anybody have this right now? I definitely have a strong opinion about it, but I want to hear who's got this one. Is everybody kind of struggling with this right now? I'm looking at everybody. Yeah, we're seeing it. I'm seeing it. So I'm seeing this nationwide.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it across the nation right now. So It's definitely not a one person issue or an Aubrey issue at all. I can give you my stock thing on it too, but does anybody else have anything? Does anybody deal with this in a proactive way? Is anybody getting on top of this right now, leading this out? Nobody's raising their hand. Okay, there's my challenge for you. Be the leader. Be the good news brigade right here. This is where you guys make your money. This is where you make your value right now. Be the leader in this. Do not get pulled down by the bad news. Be the optimism. If you guys haven't listened to the show that I did, Dave Savage show on Tuesday, it's posted in the group and it's posted on YouTube on this thing. Listen to the first 2 shifts. Listen to it over until you can say that to your agents. Have them do this, because I can't stand before you and be more excited. Like Shira called me after that thing and she was like, dude, did you drink like 9 cups of coffee before that? I didn't. I'm so excited about this market. That is the truth for me. Okay. Because I'm a business person and I know that fear will create more market share for the people that stay in. That's why. There is no, like, you have to have these periods to take these big leaps up in your business. And it goes for agents too. You have to do this. I've seen this. This happens every single time the rates go up. Every single time. And what you do once you're in for 20 years, like me, is then you start to see the patterns. And the patterns are, oh my gosh, rate goes up. The Chicken Littles of the world come out and say the sky's falling, right? Remember the acorns, right? The sky's falling, the sky's falling. Blah, blah. And they start talking themselves into that the sky's falling right then. And they actually make the sky fall, because you guys know this now, being in here long enough, your thoughts create your reality. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts create the reality. So it is absolutely true. If you have an agent, or if you guys are struggling mindset, if you say rates are up, I'm going to have less business, guess what? You're going to have less business. It's also true that if you say rates are up, this is the best time in the world because I'm going to be increasing market share. I know there's fear out there. I get a chance to lead. For the people that you guys are all going to be leaders someday. This is the time that you can get the best assistant in the world. You can't get them when the rates are 3.5. When everybody wants it. When volume's up right now, they're not leaving, right? This is the time. This is where mortgage divisions start to shut down in these big banks. I've already seen that. I don't want to say names because I'm not sure. And let's never say company never names in here too, because sometimes that happens and then people yell at me. But I can tell you that mortgage divisions are shutting down nationwide. There's a lot of available. This is where the A players become available in these markets. So for you guys that are building teams and businesses and you want to really blow this out someday, you have to have this in order to get it. It is the best time. And then the other part about it is this is when professionals thrive, because professionals stay in. Professionals they don't judge themselves based on their current pipeline. They don't. They judge themselves based on the service they're providing. And they play the long game. And so this is the market that you lick your chops in, and you get to lead now. Now you get an opportunity to lead your referral partners as well. So check in with them in the same manner I'm checking in with you guys right now. Check in with them. Hey, I know that they're probably struggling with some bad mindsets. Do exactly what I did with you guys just right now. That's normal. It's human behavior. The news is doing it. Their friends are doing it. Their companies sometimes are doing it. I see companies doing it. I'm like, my God. People do this, and if you stay in that kind of negative space right there, they will manifest absolutely a bad year for themselves. But you keep yourselves into awesome masterminds like this. You can also create masterminds. Jenny does a great job with her agents, right? You can start to look at yourself as leaders to them too. You can have some masterminds. Hey, let's get on this. We're a team here together, guys. We're in this together. I'm here for you. We're in this together. But then you start being the leader, right? Aubrey, you can definitely pull that off. You know that.
Yeah, I love that Jenny does that. And then I had a light bulb went off when we were on the Monday Motivation with Dave. And he was like, and then, hello, you're technology challenge girl here. That, like we have a lot of young people that are real estate agents that I work with. And then I have a gap. And then like the next one's like 5, they're like 50 and they don't know technology. So I thought about having the 2 groups, maybe like 5, the younger group and 5 from the older, because they don't really network together. But the 50-somethings bring a lot of value because
Yeah.
They have experience and longevity in the business, and they bring their own strength. And then young people, they can bring the technology. And so everybody bring something that's a challenge for you, like a technology challenge, or a business strategy that's a win that you're very successful at. Something like that I thought would be a good, after Dave's call, because it would probably help me too.
Absolutely. And please go back and listen to the first 2 shifts that I did in Dave's show on Tuesday. Listen to those over and over so that it becomes, so you can just riff off those statistics too.
Okay.
Because the truth is, this is not 2008. This is nothing like 2008. You guys, most of you guys were around in 2008, so you know what that was like. This is nothing like this. We still have appreciation. The predicted volume is 1.7 trillion. That's going to beat 7 out of the last 6 years. 7 out of the last 10 years it's going to beat. So the market's there. And here's the key word is, and this is what's hard for human beings. It's not you, it's not your agents, it's hard for human beings, is this business requires us to adjust to a new normal periodically. Does that make sense? And human beings, we all like to just go, I just want to close 12 units every month, but that doesn't happen, right? And I just want my 400, I'm a simple person. I can live on 400,000. I just want my 400,000 salary, right? Like it doesn't work like that. So the master skill is being able to adjust to the new normals that come up. The new normal is, I love this normal. I can't be more honest with you guys. I love this normal. It's professionals. The market we need 10 to 15% of the market to go away. The loan officer market and the agent market. That's the truth. So stay in. To your good agents, stay in, because you just picked up market share by doing nothing. But I made less money than last year. That's fine, right? Use 08. You can use my story in 08. 08 I made, I don't know, I put it somewhere. I think it's 40 or 50% less than I did in 07. 09 I made what I made in 07. 10 I made 3.5 times what I've ever made in my career. You see how that happens? That's how this business works. So listen to those shifts over, share it with them too. Listen, tell them whenever they get the bad thoughts to come in, reverse those, get into this. Is an awesome market. I love this market for you guys, because here's the truth too. What are you going to do with the long-term database of people that have 3.5% interest rates? What are you going to do with that? I remember I told you guys this last time. This is the first market that I've been like, oh, now I would consider. You start giving me 5s, right? You start giving me 5s and 5.5s and 6s. Well, rates will not go up like this. Rates are going to go up like this. Right? And so you're going to get these dips. And so you do our system, you take care of people, and you start no cost refining them. The people that have high loan amounts, getting a client right now, your long-term value to your business is much higher than it was a couple years ago. Does that make sense, everybody? Much higher. So I'm a pure businessman by heart. And so that's why when I say that, I can't be more honest with you. This is the first time in 5 years that I've been like, now it would be worth it for me, because that one client's probably going to be 3 deals over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. Where if my database of 3.5s, I'm like, that's one deal. That's one deal. Those are the years that you make a lot of money, right? But these are the years that you're building your business. And that's so much more exciting to me than straight money. Cool.
Thank you.
That was an awesome question. Thanks, Aubrey, because I know everybody's thinking about that right now. Anybody else? Does anybody else have any mindset things that they want to talk about? Any other thoughts that they're having? Anything that they're seeing? Anything that's starting to drag them down? Anything that's starting to affect them in any kind of negative way? You guys feel good? Cool. So let me talk now about what we're doing in here in the future for you guys. Is starting on October 1st, I'm going to open up level 3 for anybody that wants to do it. Okay, so let me give you a clear delineation of what level 2 is going to be and level 3. I don't have a better name for this. It does not mean level 3 is better. Okay, I just don't have a better name yet. And so it's just going to be different. What level 3 is going to be is where we're going to customize, build we're creating software. Terry and I are creating software right now. That's we're calling it the sales machine. It's not a CRM. It's not even close to what a CRM is. So it's not a CRM. It's not going to compete with any CRM that you love. This is a new world 2020 sales machine where we automate anything that can be automated inside your business. Anything that you do over and over on every single file first has to be systemized, which is what level 2 is. And then what level 3 is going to be, then you automate it. Does that make sense to everybody, or is that weird? So the process for all of you guys, and so that you get the method to our madness here, is I have to have everybody go through level 2. You have to hear that you've got to become systemized, that you've got to do the same thing on every single loan, because you'll get good at doing the same thing on every loan. You're in mastermind, so you create, okay, what's the best thing to do on every single loan? The next level is for the people that say, I'm ready to automate those once I have my system. Because that's where machines are going to come in the future. Okay, so let me give you a little speech on if anybody has any fear of technology or machines or anything taken over. There's always going to be a need for human-to-human contact. People like mortgages, those are called high-value purchases. They're always going to need a human with make an emotional connection with them in order. Your job is absolutely secure. Machines are going to take over every part of the job that's rote or that's repetitive or that can be automated. Anything because machines can do better than humans on things that are check the box related. Machines can do better on that because they don't forget, right? And they don't have human error in there. So I can't be more open with you guys to tell you this is exactly how the future is going to play out. You've got to become more human. You've got to become better at sales. You've got to become better at empathy. You've got to get better at leadership. You have to get better at listening. Everything that requires human, you have to get better at sales. Everything that requires human to human, that is where you improve. And then as you grow in your business, you start becoming a friend to the machine age that's coming with the automation, and you allow it to automate any of the rote stuff that you do. Does that make sense to everybody? And then you say, okay, well, is it my staff going to lose a job? No, we're building Jenny's right now. And Jenny, at least my experience when I'm talking with you about it, you start smiling, you go, oh, Connie now is freed up to do so many more human things that can add to the deal. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
And, so when you're having to do, follow-up systems and email the agents and all these things that required somebody to do them, we can now start to automate those things. You still have staff that can do more human-to-human stuff and to help out what humans are great at.
Yeah. Deryck, can I speak to what I've seen the difference? Because when I hear automation, I'm such a relational person. I automatically go to the negative. And so I just love to speak to what I've seen personally with what
Please, yeah.
In that it's personalized automation. It's not automation.
That's a great term.
And for me, there's a difference because it's my voice, it's my words, it's my face.
I'm going to write that down. Do you guys mind if I find a pen real quick? Keep going. That was awesome.
It feels like me because I've got automation in my CRM, but that's not me. It's not personalized automation. So for me, that's what I've seen as the differentiator between what we're building and what anybody could get.
Got it. That's a great distinction. Yeah, I'm going to personalize automation. You're really good at the words, Jenny. And I love words. You guys know I love words. So
yeah.
Personalized optimization. That's a great way to say it. So to give me, and then you go, dude, can you give me an example? Aubrey's going, what are you talking about right now? Right? Well, we can automate voicemails to people in your voice that still has your personalized things on touch points on things. We can automate texts that are in your voice. That's the language that you use. And that can do this on touch points. We can automate, obviously, emails has been around for a long time, but I'll tell you this, the old school information marketing, that I'll call it, information marketing, is 100% dead. You guys know that. Which it's like the newsletter game, the blog post game, the anything information related, like the old school CRMs where put an email address in there, we'll send them an automated newsletter, and that somehow is going to help your business. It doesn't. They click spam and they're out of your database. That actually hurts your business, and companies hate when I talk like that because they're like, dude, I'm spending $2 million a year and you're telling, I'm like, I'm only here to help. I'm not trying to do anything. I don't have, my only agenda is to help. And so the new game is, and honestly, Jenny, that was excellent. The new game is personalized automation. That's the new game. And so then you go, okay, so how does that affect me? So we're going to have, moving forward, and for you guys is in level 3, it's going to be somebody that says, A, and check yourself when I say this, okay? Check yourself, check your gut when I say this. This is really important. A, I am building a business that will net $1 million, not because of my ego, not because to do more time, just because I can. And because that can allow me to have a bigger impact in my life, that can allow me to impact my community. It can allow me to impact however I feel that I want to impact somebody. It is not, you guys know me now. This is not an ego play for anybody. It is that. It allows me to help people, allows me to serve while only working 32 hours a week. That's going to be what level 3 is. And Terry and I are working on, literally you go, dude, really 32 hours a week? We're working on how to measure your screen time so that we can hold you accountable in level 3 to that. Not kidding. We were working on that this morning.
You can tell me that.
I know, because it's not done. We're working on it.
Kidding.
Yeah. I don't like, we haven't figured it out yet, but we will. That's what I'm saying. So, and we were working on that this morning. So that's what level 3 is going to be. In order to get that, what that requires, and then you go, okay, dude, how do you do that then? I did it. Okay. So I stand before you saying I did it. I don't like to talk about money, but I did it, and it can be done. You have to be excellent at your system. You have to have an excellent team, and you have to use technology in every key touch point that you can in order to make that happen. You have to be wildly efficient, and you have to be good. And that's all it takes. You can't take the personalized out of it. You can't do this with Zillow leads. You can't do it with Lending Tree ads. You can't. You have to have the person in there, because that's what people are buying. So level 3 is going to be somebody that says that. And in no way, shape, or form do I want anybody to feel at all, we're not going to sell you on it. We're not going to try to make you do it. I have no intent. Like, the motivation has to 1000% come from you. You have to raise your hand and say, I want to do this. And then let's have a conversation with Deryck about it. I'm definitely going to be the gatekeeper to that one. And because you really have to be at a point where you feel like that I want to do this, because, and I don't have the cost yet. I know the next question goes, what's the cost? Well, we're building Jenny's right now. And so Terry and I are, from that perspective, we get to see how much work that requires, because we're also going to be running Facebook ads for you guys in there. We're going to take over the entire marketing piece, the entire automated marketing piece, the entire social piece in there, which requires labor. So I don't know, but we'll have that done as soon. We're testing with people right now. But I don't want anybody to feel like they should do it. Like, this literally has to be, we're not going anywhere. You don't have to do it. We'll open it once a year. We'll do it again next year at this time for the next October one. There's no pressure. If you're not, what we discovered is if we ever pressured anybody into level 2, or if we pressure anybody into that and they're not ready, it doesn't work for them. And that's what we discovered. And so, but it is an option, because there's certain people in here that are ready. There's certain people in here that message me, Aaron DeHart, like once a day about it. and Josh for a lot. Oh, he's not even on right now. So, we're also not here to hold anybody back either, right? We want to be able to say, like, for the people that are ready to go, that's going to be open for them. But it really is, because the mastermind component of that, I'm going to be the sole coach of that one. So the mastermind component about it is about the quality of the person. What I've also discovered is it really has to be where everybody's made that leap to I am, right? Because I'm not in that group going to be coaching people on the I am part. That would be what level 2 is. Does that make sense to everybody? So it wouldn't work in level 3 if there's still limiting beliefs or hangups about it or anything there. It wouldn't work. So I'm going to be the sole person that's going to talk to anybody. I want to personally invite you, if you're on this call, that you've made it this far. So you can message me and say, in the next 60 days, Deryck, I'd like to have a one-on-one to explore if it's right for me. I will tell you right now, I'm going to try and talk you out of it, and you're going to have to talk me into it, because we're not going anywhere. You don't have to do it this time. That's my point, right? And it's not better than level 2 either. So I will tell you, the call will be me trying to talk you out of it. Are you sure? Are you sure? And I'll be checking down on a lot of different things to see, because you don't have to do it. But we want to start making it available for people. So if they want to do it and they're okay with it, you want to do it in the format that we do it, if you want us to build it. The other thing is, you can say, dude, level 2 is awesome. I think Bobby's building something, right? Like, that's awesome too. You can stay in level 2 if you don't want us to build something. That's 100% too. Allison likes to build things, right? Like, nobody's getting kicked out of level 2. Like, it's still going to be awesome. Like, they're not like, you can stay in level 2. You can learn all this stuff. You can build your own. You can hire your own people to build that stuff for you. But I stand before you as your coach and to say, if you ever do want to make the leap from that 300 to 400 range to the $1 million range, you will need to hire somebody to build that and manage that for you. Whether it's somebody on your staff to do that, which you could do. You could hire an operations director. You can hire a high-level person, right? In our company, like, most of you guys know Terry. That's who are, like, you can go hire a Terry, right? To do that, and you can build, and Terry and I build it together. So I wouldn't want to be hypocritical and to suggest that you guys can't do what we're doing. We just want to make it so that as a value add to you, so we can say, but if you want us to do it in the mastermind format that we do it, and what I feel is going to be an awesome, good way. Jenny's super fun to build it with, because she's right. She won't sketch. She'll say no. Like, will that work? Will you really use that? No. Good. We're taking it out. Right. Okay, cool. So she's a fantastic model to start with in there. Now, then you go, okay, well, dude, I'm not ready for $1 million. I'm not ready for any of that stuff. Awesome. In level 2, we're also going to, we'll also build you the automation. It's just not going to be customizable at that level. Okay. So we will still build that out. We're good. So the process that I'm doing over the next 60 days is I'm going to do these one-on-ones with people. I'm going to talk to people. We're going to come up with a good, and if you just want to do a one-on-one with me too over the next 60 days, just talk or just hit me on Messenger. And then we'll come up with a good plan. For some people, it might be, I think that you're ready for level 3. I'd recommend it. I think you should do another year of level 2. Let us just build it. It won't be customizable, but at least you'll have this. In order to get it, though, in order for us to do that, you have to be at the point where you can say, here's my system. When we're working with Jenny, there's no, like, I don't go, hey, but you didn't document this. When we're working with Jenny, we do it like this. What's your system at this point right here? She gives us the information. We customize it and build it out. Do you see it? Like, we can't be like, we can't do, hey, Jenny, can you give us those checklists right there, what this person's doing right here? And, well, I don't have it. Well, then we can't build it. Right? So if you're not, and I know there's some people, and that's fine too, everybody has their own process, then that's where this is an awesome opportunity for you to double down and definitely by inspired to say, hey, I'm going to put some pen to paper and I'm going to finish out the level 2 stuff. And at least so I can have that built out, so I can have automation, so I can see a clear path for hiring people to their teams. You can, again, using Jenny as an example, she's starting to hire people. Now you have very clear defined job duties at each key touch point. So and we're building what's called a linear model, so that when a lead comes in, that you can, the definable steps for each one that people can do, and checklists along there, so that everything flows super smooth. You have to be able to be at that point. So if you're not at that point yet, then this is also a good time, and a good time of year too. This is the other reason why slowdowns are good too. You get to work on your systems. So who has any questions about that? And if you are going to inspire, which I recommend for everybody, because that's the life component to it, that's where we're going to unveil it for the level 2s, at least, where we're going to have Terry and I will have where you hand in your system. We'll have it structured. We'll still do a level 2 mastermind for some of the people that are in level 2 there, but we'll also have, hand it in a very structured way. And then we'll be able to say, hey, we'll have this done for you by these times and these times. So that we'll be having level 2, and then you go, dude, I'm not going to level 2. When after that, well, then we'll schedule some sort of follow-up in September then after Inspire. That's the time frame for the level 2. If you're going to level 3, this is what I've told the people that want to go there. It has to be we're going to explore doing it 2 at a time, but I can't do any more than 2 at a time. So we started with Jenny at 1 at a time, and then I'm going to explore doing 2 on the next one, and we'll see how that works. Who has questions on that? Jenny Stoner, Bobby McGee. Okay, go ahead.
So for people who want to stay in level 2,
yes,
they aren't quite ready to go to level 3.
Yeah.
I know a big part of level 2 was building that system, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Once you've built the system, what does level 2 look like after that? Like, if you're not going to go to level 3, you see what I'm saying?
Can me and you just talk?
Absolutely.
Is going to be 100% for you, like getting you over your limiting beliefs, that somehow is going to be harder for you at level 3 than level 2. And Jenny, the point is with you, I am not going to make you. I don't want anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But I also am a coach, and I'm never going to let anybody sit in a limiting belief that making more money is somehow tied to doing more work. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
Did everybody hear what I just said right there? I'm not going to let anybody sit in a limiting belief that making more money is somehow tied to doing more work. That is not the truth.
This is not just a Jenny conversation.
Oh, it's not? Well, I don't. She just asked the question, but Jenny, look at your manager.
I know.
And I actually know how much he makes. So, and nor do I'm not trying to push anybody into management. There's nothing like that. I do the limiting belief for you. And the thing is with limiting beliefs, and you've done fantastic at this, and we've seen growth with a lot of people, is sometimes people are attached to that limiting belief. It's like a blanket, right? It's like your whoopee, and it sometimes there's a process, right? Like I remember taking my son, took him till he was 5 years old almost. We had to fly his binky. We put it on a balloon and put it up here and let his binky go up. Like we had to say, okay, time to send your binky to God when he's like 5, right? Like it's a process for somebody, like really holding on to it. So that's what it would be for you. We talk about you guys all individually, so everybody would be a little bit differently, but it'd probably be, if you weren't ready for it, it'd probably also be like then me dripping on you being like, okay, do you see how these people, they didn't work any harder and they're doing this? And like for a year, you might need that though. But I believe in the mastermind component of the coaching too. I think even if you have your system built in level 2, getting to be with like-minded people and getting to talk and getting coaching around it is so beneficial. I'm in coaching, right? Shira met my coaching person yesterday, and it's invaluable. So that's all. Does that help at all? But if it's throw up central for you, he's probably not ready yet, and that's totally fine, right? But I just don't want you to think any less of yourself if you know what I mean. Like,
I'm just, my mind goes to the tactical, right? So if I don't think I'm ready to go to level 3 and I want to stay in level 2, but I've already done all the stuff for level 2, what am I going to do if I'm in level 2? That's where my mind goes.
You're going to work on your mind. Yeah. What?
That's the $1 million question, but we
right.
Right. Like, what does level two look like?
It's a mindset thing.
It's like 2B, right? I mean, you've already done your systems, so you don't want to go back and redo those with everybody. That's just, it's just what's on my
some
mind.
good things for you to think about at the beach next week, right?
Yes, you're right.
I'm not going to answer it for you. Shannon.
All right. The chicken or the egg is the question. All right. I don't have the LOA assistants. I don't have the team. I have a machine running with systems and great people in place for little things. So do you hire the assistant first or implement the level 3, get it rolling, and then bring somebody in?
That's a fantastic tactical question. Who wants to take it before? When I go, I tend to shut things down. Does anybody have a thought for her on that, or from some sort of experience? Because this is where we can really get with the mastermind. Because that is a philosophical question that will be part of the coaching in level 3. That's a great question. I'll tell you what I would do if nobody's raising their hand. Nobody wants it? Oh, Eric's got it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, the first step is to get an assistant and get a system worked in, because if the system is going to start bringing you more loan applications, Shannon, in order for you to keep your work schedule kind of the way you already have it flowing, where you're making sure you're taking time for yourself and your family and your husband, you're going to have to have the system in place, I think, of what happens, how do things flow when there's 15 more, 20 more, 30 more applications a month coming in than there are today. And I think the only thing that can solve that is a teammate or a partner of some kind. That's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, I have Gina's worked for me for 7 years. Brian's worked for me for a year now. Having Brian into the system and Gina used to do all the intake. We're too busy with too many loans in the pipeline. Gina's taking the loans basically from contract to closing. Brian's now doing all the intake. And so I think you just kind of think through how many apps you take in a month. Right now, you may be taking 30 apps and closing 15, and you're killing it, and you're happy, and you're hiking and having a wonderful time. But if that doubles, how do you do that without killing yourself? Which the goal here is for you to have personal life.
So this is how I say it. That was excellent, Eric. Thank you. This is how I say it, is that your business acts like a vacuum, and I want you guys to listen to what I'm about to say, but I want you to listen with the intent of feeling this and see if it's true for you. I don't want you to just take my word for it. Okay. When you don't have adequate staff to keep the service level that you are accustomed to, you psychologically, unconsciously put on the brakes of your business. Who's aware of that? Raise your hand if you're aware of it. Okay. If you're not aware of it, watch over the next 30 days. Watch, and you'll become aware of it. You unconsciously, you all have an upper limit that you have, whether it's 8, 10, 12, whatever it is, whatever you have. I know, Shannon, you're wildly efficient. You're probably one of the most efficient people I've ever met. You still have an upper limit because you have these hard stops of the 32 hours, right? So there's an upper limit on your business. So you've created an upper limit. So me as your coach, or like your board of directors, my coaching to you is you don't have capacity to get more business. And so if I was investing on you as a stock, I would say, hey, okay, cool. You're going to make 450 this year, or 500, or whatever it is, right? You're going to do really well. But that's it with your current capacity. And I know that's it in a good, right? I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, but if you get outside of your own income, right? Like if you look at yourself as a business, you have capacity issues. What I've noticed, and again, check this down to see if this is true for anybody, is that when I create capacity in my business, it acts as a vacuum and I grow. Has that experience anybody else? Raise your hand if anybody else has had that experience. So the coaching I do on myself and the coaching that I've gotten through, my career has been is there's a limiting belief around, we all don't want to take on the fixed overhead. We all don't want to take on any extras right there. But I look at it always as an investment. If I pay this, what's the return here for this? And when I have capacity and I feel like our service levels will not be impacted and that we can take on more people, then I feel comfortable going out and bringing more business, and my energy's aligned there and everything's working. So Shannon, with that long-winded way, I don't know, you know, your takeaway right now on it is
fear.
Okay.
Fear about what?
Yeah, fear about what?
I have two fears. I wrote down two. One is that I'll fail.
Well, but
okay, fail by hiring.
Yeah, right.
By not growing.
Okay, you'll fail by
that more business won't come in. I don't.
Okay. And that's normal. That's so normal. So that's where, I mean, I use this term and people have different definitions for it, but that's why I say you have to check it down for yourself. Do you feel like you could have faith in what I said? Did that ring true to you about the vacuum?
When I get really diligent about my affirmations and really make that happen on a really consistent basis, absolutely, I believe it.
Yeah.
I've gotten away from it. So right now, I know I wrote that down. I was like, right after we hang up from this call, I'm doing my affirmations because I didn't even do them this morning. I got into chaos.
There it is. Yeah. So you're right on that edge too, but schedule a time to talk to in the next 60 days because you're right on that same edge where Jenny is, right? Like, do you hear it's a mindset thing right there?
Absolutely.
But this is me and you talking though in front of everybody too. I'm going to say this to you too. I'm not going to manufacture that for you in level 3 because nobody's going anywhere. You stay as long as you want. We will coach you in level 2 through that. And it can take 18 months, right? Like you might need to hear me say that 17 times and then go, you might need to see like an Eric go do it and see, right? Like, you might, and that's totally fine too. Right. Again, that's why I do everything in groups too. Never to say that somebody's better. It's not that. It's called social proof, right? You might need some more social proof. You filter what I say with a grain of salt. Yeah, but it was Deryck and it was 2010, and right, and that's fine. And you filter what Shira said, like what Shira is. But when you start seeing your peers do things and they say, no, it's actually better. I actually don't spend any more time. I had to become a better leader. I had to work on my mind more. Yeah, I had to get a little bit even more systemized on that. I had to do those couple things. Then that might be the point where then you go, all right, dude, can we have a conversation about next time or whatever? See what I mean? So, but still schedule time. I mean, you're close, but if you're not there, right? Like if it is a fear, if it's a mindset thing, then I'm going to recommend staying for another year in level 2. That will be my recommendation.
Hey, Shannon, do you read much?
Yeah. All the time.
Have you read the book Big Potential?
No.
Big Potential is an awesome book by Sean Acor. He also wrote The Happiness Advantage. And what Big Potential is all about is he really did a bunch of studies on how teams actually accomplish a lot more than individuals do. And all the great inventors that we all think so highly of actually had huge teams, and it was people coming together that did it for them. And so I really, really, really enjoyed that book, and that may be something that will help you because if you hire somebody and train them and bring them on, you are going to do. If you choose to, and you do the things and you do the activities, you're going to do more business, and it's going to take pressure off you, and you're going to be able to do more of just the stuff you like only, and let them do all the other stuff. So that's my opinion.
Thanks. I wrote that down. I'll grab it today.
Who else? Aubrey said she had a question, and then Bobby. Wait, hold on. Let me go to Bobby. He asked first, Aubrey, and then I'll come back to you. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering what kind of platform it's being built on. The one I'm using right now is bolted on top of ActiveCampaign. I'm just wondering if you guys are doing something similar.
You're doing the MLS shift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's going to be similar. The difference that we're doing is we're doing the build out, right? So like in your system, there's some base automations built, and then it falls on you to do the build out. So for like, for somebody that comes into level 3, then the process has been so far, and Jenny can speak to it. We go through each step. We say this, we advise, hey, you know what? I think you should do this right here. I think you should do this right here. Okay, cool. And then we build out all the different automations through that. So we basically handle all the tech part. You might be techie and want to do that. That's Allison kind of is like that personality too. But that's how we're doing it. But we're going to build it out with all the integrations with everything that we can using Zapier and everything. But it's going to be what we call a sales machine too. So it's going to be a workflow system for your team, so that you can assign everything to your teams, but also creating automated custom audiences inside Facebook, automated custom audiences inside Instagram. So then targeted ads to people inside there too, with the follow-up system to past clients that become future clients. So it's a referral-based system. We're not building a cold lead-based system. I think MLO Shift, at least I've talked to you under that guy, like the majority of their clients are on like Zillow systems or whatever the lead system is right now, where it's more about how to how to capture more cold people and turn them into warm. You guys are building businesses through our systems that people are coming in warm already. So it's a different system. That's how I would explain it. Does that help at all?
Yeah, I was just wondering from a technical standpoint, kind of how it's working. I'm extremely curious and want to learn more. So I look forward to talking.
Yeah, definitely schedule. Over the next 60 days, I can do it. Cool. Aubrey had a question.
So realistically, nobody's perfect. So what on a current level 2 person, what percentage of the time do you say your system, so you've always is 100%, like if you can you can move to level 3 successfully if your system is flawless, perfect every time, 80% of the time?
I wouldn't, it would be that from the system perspective, it's documented. Okay. Now, if you only use it 80% of the time, that would be one of the reasons either way though, again, Aubrey, the level 3, it's a mindset leap jump. It's not a different jump in terms of the system or anything. We can't do the customization. We can't run Facebook ads for you. We can't. In order to net $1 million, you have to maximize every key touch point, right? Like, so when somebody comes in, you have to create custom audiences. You have to be touching them on Facebook. You got to be touching them on Instagram. You got to be touching them on text. You got to be touching them on voicemail. You got to be touching them on email, right? And then it has to be what Jenny said is it has to be personalized. So it has to be a video. That's what works, right? So we're going to automate and handle that part for you. Like there's a human component in running ads that either you'd have to hire somebody to do or you have to do it yourself. I've done it for 3 years and it's annoying. I'll be honest. It's annoying. It's annoying in the sense that sometimes there's a human component, but when you have to turn things off and turn things on and you're getting charged and right. So we're going to create a system around that so that for you guys, or you hire somebody to do it.
Deryck.
Yep.
The one thing that I have,
hold on. You're sounding like a machine.
I'm sorry, I am a machine.
The audio isn't coming through. Let me finish. Let me finish on Aubrey and try the earphone maybe on it too. Aubrey. So the demarcation is I am between level 2 and level 3 is I am going to build a business that's going to net $1 million. I'm not going to work 32 hours. Well, then you have to build in greater efficiencies on every key metric in order to maximize your referrals. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. If in level 2, it's going to be we'll still build it for you, but you're not going to have the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads and all these other components because here's the truth, right? Here's the coaching, because here's the truth, because you got a limit on your business. So you can't get more. Does that make sense? Or is that like just weird Deryck system talk? So you can't and this is the problem. Like I know sometimes like pipeline goes down and then you see a Facebook ad for Facebook team. They talk about all this stuff. If you don't have the mindset and the systems to handle it, you will sabotage that and Facebook ads will not work for you. Does that make sense to everybody? And I know we get into bad places in our minds sometimes and we click on here and then we start buying things and we right? And you're like, if you don't go through these steps that we're teaching you, it doesn't work for those people. They give the testimonials on somebody that's already built a whole system, right? So they take like a Jenny Stoner and that's already got the whole team and all that stuff. Well, she can add in Facebook, right? Like because she has capacity and way to handle it, she could add in Facebook ads. And then she could be like, I got 10 more loans a month, right? But the majority of the people, right? But the majority of the people can't. They self-sabotage that whole thing because they don't have a system built around it. So Aubrey, I don't know if that was a long-winded way of answering your question. It's if you're only doing your system 80% of the time, that's a reason to get the sales machine, which is what we're calling our software, so that it will force you to do it 100% of the time because it's going to be automated.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes. Let me just finish with Aubrey. Is that Aubrey? That
I thought you were
answer your
finished.
question? Okay, cool. Allison, go ahead.
All I was going to say to that with Aubrey is, and I tell this to the realtors I'm talking to, you have to know your process in order to improve it and to fix it. So if you're only using something 80% of the time, that's not a system, that's a wish list.
Wow, we're hearing feedback. Hold on. I heard it, but we're hearing the feedback on it. Yeah, no, thanks, Allison, for sharing that. That's definitely, Allison's got a fantastic mindset around systems. It's awesome. Matt Bassett. It did sound like a dance party, Aubrey. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It was like system. Like, that's what it was sounded like.
Hey, Deryck. my only question is, when's your timeline for having the software piece of this, the system, available for level 3?
It's available. It's just that we're rolling it out one at a time.
Okay. Can I meet with you yesterday on this then?
Yeah, I do have I have a line, but definitely schedule a call with me. Just hit me on Messenger, be like, let's talk. I have you in my mind. I know you're ready too, but let's just go over it first too. But Jenny can attest to it. The level 3, like we're writing the way that you communicate, we're writing into the software. So we have to get your language, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
It totally does. Yeah. And I've met with Bobby and I subscribed for the MLS shift, and he even spent like over an hour with me the other day, and it was really helpful. He's awesome, but it's still just cumbersome to build it out yourself, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. I would know you're technical too, so I would never, like, if you choose to build your own too, like that's gonna be our conversation. It'll be, is it smarter for us to build it, or do you want to build it? I would never stand before you and say that I'm Dr. Smart Guy with software, because I'm not. I'm just committed to doing it, and I hired somebody to do it, and we're building it. I can stand before you and say it's an awful process.
Oh, I concur with that.
It's awful, and so if it takes
the end result's so worth it, though. It's one of those
end
things.
result's awesome, right? And so it's but so
Deryck, can I chime in? Because I
Sure.
think like Matt does. So Matt, here's what I love about it is this is the way I'm wired. I like to come up with the ideas because I think my ideas are pretty decent, but I don't want to do it. Like I want somebody else to do it, but I want to do it as good as I would do it.
Yeah.
And so what's been beautiful about this is they take my ideas about what I want my process to look like and what I want my clients to experience. And I get to verbally tell them that. And then they go for a week and they make it happen. And then they bring it back to me. It's like chocolate.
That's what the level
like
3.
the nuts and bolts of making it work. I just want to tell you what I want, and I want you to make it work and bring it back to me. And that's what they're doing.
And that's the key distinction. Did you hear that right there between what level 3 and level 2 is going to be? Is then we customize it, individualize it. For level 2, we're just going to build it for you guys. And here's the language in there and roll with it. It's still going to be good language, right? It's still going to be language that I use. It's going to be language that Jenny uses. But it's not going to be your, like you won't have those key touch point customization. So it's for somebody, again, because what I believe is that you need to have that level in order to net $1 million, make it 32. Jenny said it so that you have to have the personalized part into your marketing. That's the key. That's the key delineation right now in our market.
What if I want to use Jenny's language because she's just nicer than me?
Well,
you can do that. I'll share.
That's what me and Jenny do. Like we riff copy together, really. And so, but I'll tell you this: that don't think that level 2 is going to be worse or anything. Like it's just going to be, it's the stuff that we've come up with, right? Like,
level 2 will really be what you and I have done, right? I mean, it'll be.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to the next 2 and the next, so, and we'll come back to you too if we see any improvements. There's going to be something that somebody else is going to knock loose in there. But then, yeah, there's a point in time where we go, okay, here's the model, right? Here's the base model. And then we can create a system and then give it to level 2. We're targeting that by August 23rd for those people. But for the people that, as I say, if you go, dude, I am, and I want to, and I am going to build a business, which I think you are, Matt. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you are, then you need the extra customization. You need the video. You need the custom audiences inside Facebook. You need those key touch points. That's the key to thing. But yeah, again, if anybody is interested, or if you just want to talk to me, it'll be over the next 60 days. But I'll schedule it with you guys and we'll do a one-on-one, and if you want me to knock anything loose to see if you're ready or not. But please, nobody think that level 2 is lower. It's not, or anything. Like it's not like that.
Hey, Deryck, quick question. Have you read the book, The Conversion Code? Chris Smith?
I have not, but I know Chris. Yeah.
It sounds very similar to what Curator's doing, what you're kind of building. If you haven't read, I'm reading The Conversion Code right now.
Yeah.
It's probably a good space to what you're creating. It might be a good, not for everybody to read, because it gives you.
No, it's definitely, I know. Yeah. I've run a Facebook ads now for 3.5 years. So I know all the ins and outs of it, but I love strategy. Does it give strategy in there?
100%.
Yeah. I love anything strategic is always helpful.
He's got some good scripting in there as well.
Oh, cool.
It's you would enjoy it.
Cool.
Terry would probably really enjoy it.
Terry's the tech. He likes the tech. Like he's like a wizard with that. I'm the weirdo copy guy. Like every word, like literally every word in copy. I'm not kidding, guys. Every single word matters. And so when Jenny and I do it, like we'll write it and then it'll be like, and I'll be listening and then like, nope, change but to so. A but to so can change everything. It's fascinating. So that's cool. So we're right at 1 o'clock. Does anybody else have anything? I hope that helped you guys out and just give you a good direction about what we're doing here and where we're going. Do you guys feel more comfortable about where we're going in the direction of the company and how we can better serve you guys? Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
And I have something to say.
Yeah.
Keep doing your Facebook stuff. I got a phone call a few minutes ago and this guy said, I live up by Grand Lake and I'm buying a house in Broken Arrow and then I'm going to build one later. Will you help me buy the house in Broken Arrow? Been watching my videos. That's all he said. He already applied.
Awesome. Yeah, so, you are the king of the organic.
Well, everybody can do it. We all can do this.
No doubt, man. Well, I appreciate you and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you for being on here. Reach out if you want to schedule a time. Hopefully I get to see you guys at Inspire as well. And let's go kill it, guys. Be the good, and let me end at this. Be the good news brigade. Got it? The good news. We're the good news brigade. Be the leaders for your people. We can change it because what we say will come true. You guys have a good day.